Coming to control system lecture series, in this lecture we are going to discuss about block diagram fundamentals and reduction techniques. After completing this lecture, we will be able to know what is the concept of block diagram or introduction to block diagram, rules for obtaining the transfer function for a given block diagram, and procedure for obtaining the transfer function, and different types of examples on the block diagram reduction techniques. Coming to introduction or concept of block diagram, in this I want to brief about what is block diagram, what are the major components in the block diagram. Coming to block diagram, it is a graphical representation of a physical system. This graphical representation represents the relations among the components in the physical system. Okay, that is the concept of block diagram. The major components in the block diagram are: first one is the signal, second one is the blocks, and third one is the summing point, and fourth one is the pickup point. These are the major components in the block diagram. Coming to simplest form of block diagram, it is consisting of single block with single input and single output. Okay, this is the simplest form of block diagram, which is consisting of single block and having single input, that is X, and single output Y. And the interior part of this block represents the description of a system or name of the element or symbol of a mathematical operation. And these arrows represents the flowing of information from one point to another point. This is the simplest form of block diagram. Coming to components of block diagram. Block diagram mainly consisting of four components. Those are: first one is the signals, second one is the system or block, and third one is the summing junction or summing point, and fourth one is the pick off or take off point. These are the major components in any block diagram. These are the major components in the block diagram, that is representation of major components. These are the signals, that is R of S and C of S are indicated by a arrow marks. Those arrow lines are called the signals. And this is the simple block. This G of S is the gain, which is consisting of this block, which is having input is R of S and output is the C of S. This rectangular box is called the block or system. And this is the summing point, which is going to add up all the inputs, that is here R1 of S, R2 of S, and R3 of S are the inputs, and C of S is the output. Here output is the summation of these three signals, those are given here. Okay, similarly pick off point means the point which from where all the outputs are going, that is R of S is divided into these points, that is nothing but pick off point. And this is the representation of major blocks in the block diagram. Coming to reduction techniques or rules, these are very important for obtaining the transfer function for a given system. First rule is combining the blocks in cascade. Here G1 and G2 are the blocks which are connected in cascade, means which are connected in series. Then the resultant is the single block, which is consisting the gain is the product of these two block gains, that is here G1 is the gain of block 1 and G2 is the gain of block 2. Then here the resultant is the product of these two blocks, that is Z1 into Z2. Coming to second rule, that is combining the blocks in parallel. Here G1 and G2 are connected in parallel, and here we are using the summing point, means these two gains going to add up. So the resultant consisting of single block, which is having the summation of gains of these two blocks, that is G1 plus G2. Coming to third rule, that is moving a summing point behind a block. Here this is the summing point and this is the block. Now we are going to move this summing point to the behind of this block, then resultant we are going to get like this, that is this summing point is coming here, and the signal x2 is going to multiply by the gain of this block, that is G. That is the third rule. And coming to fourth one, moving the summing point ahead of a block means we are going to moving the this summing point to the before of this block. That time we are going to get the resultant like this. That is summing point is coming to here, and the signal x2 is going to multiply by 1 by gain of this block, that is 1 by g into x2. That is the fourth point. Coming to fifth rule, that is moving a pick off point behind a block. That is exactly opposite to the moving a summing point behind a block. Here this is signal x1 and this is signal x1, and this is the g into x1. Here this point is the pickup point. Now we are going to move this pickup point to the behind of this block. Then the resultant is going like this. That is, this signal x1 is going to multiply by 1 by g. Similarly, sixth one is moving a pickup point before a block. Means this is the pickup point. We are going to move this pickup point before a block, this block having the gain g. That time we are going to get the this signal is going to multiply by a gain g. Okay, this is the sixth point in the reduction technique. Coming to next point, that is eliminating a feedback loop. Here this path is called the feedback path. Now we are going to eliminate this path by using the concept of closed loop transfer function. This is simply closed loop system. Then this system is going to represented by a single block which is having the transfer function g by 1 plus 1 plus or minus, this is plus or minus gh. Okay, so this system is represented by a single block which is consisting of the transfer function. And similarly, if we consider the unity feedback system, that is nothing but this h, the feedback gain is unity 1. That time this system is going to represented by a single block which is having the transfer function g by 1 plus g, h value is 1. Okay, that is the seventh rule. And coming to eighth rule, this rule is very important, that is interchanging the two summing points. If two summing points having this one a and b, if we interchange these two summing points, then the resultant is like this. That is a is interchanged with b and b is interchanged with a. These are the major rules for obtaining the transfer function for a given system by using block diagram reduction techniques. Now by using these techniques we are going to discuss about the problems. Before going to problems, first we have to know the procedure, how we are going to obtain the block diagram by using these techniques. Now let's move to as the procedure for obtaining the block diagram. Coming to procedure for obtaining the transfer function for a given system by using block diagram reduction technique. The procedure is very simple. Coming to first step. In first step, we are going to identify the series connected blocks, and we are going to replace all these series connected blocks into a single block by using the transformation 1. Here transformation 1 is nothing but rule 1. That's the first step. In second step, we are going to identify the number of parallel connected blocks, and we are going to replace all these parallel connected blocks into a single block by using the rule number 2. And in third step we are going to identify the minor feedback loops, and we are going to eliminate these minor feedback loops by using the transformation rule 4, that is rule 4. And in fifth step is very important. In this step we are going to move the summing points towards the left and takeoff point towards the right of a given system. towards right and summing points towards left. That's the fourth step. And in fifth step we are going to repeat the above steps until we are going to get the canonical form. Here canonical form is nothing but single block having the single input and single output. That is nothing but canonical form. And in sixth step we are going to obtain the transfer function. Here transfer function is the product ratio of output to the input. Output to the input. That is by using this one, this canonical form, just we are going to consider the ratio of output to input. Then we are going to get the transfer function. This is the procedure for obtaining the transfer function for a given system. Now by using this procedure, we are going to discuss some problems on block diagram reduction technique. Coming to first problem, reduce the block diagram and obtain the transfer function. Okay, block diagram is this one, which is having the input is R of S and output is the C of S. Now we have to reduce all these blocks into a single block by using block diagram reduction rules. First go for first point. That is combine all series connected blocks. Here G1, G2 and G3 are connected in series, but we are having the summing points and takeoff points in between these things. So it is not possible to combine all these series connected blocks. Similarly go for second possibility for second rule. Here H2 and G2 are connected in parallel, but there is a summing point is there. So second condition also not possible. Coming to third one, that is the identify the minor feedback loops. Here there is a minor feedback loop, but there is a summing point. So third point also not possible. Coming to fourth one. Fourth one is move the summing points towards the left and takeoff point towards the right. Here we are having summing point. Okay, if we move these summing points before this block, that time we can get these two blocks are in series. So go for fourth rule. That is by moving the summing point before block Z1, we are going to multiply this signal with 1 by Z. That is 1 by gain of this block. Gain of this block, that is 1 by Z1 here. That is H2 in feedback path we are having H2. H2 is multiplied by 1 by Z1. That is product is H2 by G1. Okay, this is the resultant block diagram. Now these two blocks are in series. If blocks are connected in series means we are going to represent these two blocks into a single block which is having the gain is G1 into Z2. That is in next step. That is by combining the series connected blocks G1 and G2 with a single block we are going to get this is the resultant block diagram. That is single block with product of G1 and G2. Now these two we are having two summing points. We can interchange these two summing points. Okay. Then by interchanging these two summing points, we are going to get like this. That is H2 by G1 is moving this side, that is left side, and H1 is moving right side. Then this is the inner feedback loop. Okay, this is the inner feedback loop. Then we can eliminate this inner feedback loop first. By eliminating that inner feedback loop, we are going to get this one. That is G1 G2 by 1 minus G1 G2 and H1. Now these two blocks are connected in cascade. Again, by replacing these two blocks into a single block, we are going to get G3 into G1 G2 by 1 minus G1 G2 into H1. Again, this is the feedback loop. Again, we can replace this feedback loop. By replacing that feedback loop, we are going to get this one. Again, this is the again feedback loop which is having the feedback gain is unity, that is here h is equal to 1. Again by using the eliminating the feedback loop, we are going to get the canonical form which is having the gain is g1 g2 g3 by 1 minus g1 g2 into h1 plus g2 g3 h2 plus g1 g2 g3. From this canonical form we are going to obtain the transfer function, that is c by r is equal to this one. C by r is equal to entire this one, that is the transfer function, and this is the canonical form. This is the complete procedure of block diagram reduction technique. Coming to second example, reduce the block diagram to a canonical form. Means we have to reduce the given block diagram into the single block, which is having single input and single output. Okay, this is the given block diagram which is having R of S is the input and C of S is the output. Okay, in order to reduce this block diagram, first we have to identify the number of series blocks as well as parallel blocks. Here G1 and G4 are connected in series. Similarly, G2 and G3 are connected in parallel. First reduce series blocks, those are nothing but cascade blocks, and in second step we are going to reduce the parallel blocks. That is, first step is combine all the cascade blocks by using rule number 1. So G1 and G4 is represented by a single block having the gain is G1 into G4. Similarly, G2 and G3 are connected in parallel, which is represented by a single block which is the summation of G2 and G2 plus G3. Now substitute these two blocks in place of this one and this one. Then resultant we are going to get like this. That is G1 and G4 and G1 and G4, and this one is the G2 plus G3. Okay, first we are going to identify the inner feedback loop. Okay, this is the inner feedback loop. Then by using the feedback property we are going to get this transfer function, that is G1 G4 by, this is positive feedback, so we are going to get 1 minus G1 G4 into H1. This entire thing we are going to substitute in place of this one. Similarly, in place of this one we are going to kept as it is, that is G1 G4 by 1 minus G1 G4 into H1 and G2 plus G3. Again these two are connected in cascade. Again these two are going to represented by the product of those two block gains, that is single block this one. Again this is the feedback loop. Here this is the negative feedback loop. By using the feedback property we are going to reduce this feedback loop into a single block which is consisting of the transfer function, that is R of S, C of S. That is, these two blocks are connected in cascade. Then these two blocks going to represented by single block which is having the transfer function is this one, and this is the negative feedback path. So we are going to replace this entire thing by using the elimination of feedback. Then we are going to get C of S by R of S is this one. Okay, this is the canonical form of a given block diagram. Coming to next problem, reduce the block diagram. Here this one is our block diagram. Now we have to reduce this block diagram. Okay, here R of S is the input and C of S is the output. If we observe clearly these summing points, we are having these three summing points. Now we are going to collapse these three summing points into a single summing point. that is okay, 3 summing junctions can be collapsed into a single summing junction. The resultant block diagram is this one. These 3 summing junctions going to replaced by a single summing junctions, and H1 of S having the negative sign, H2 of S having the positive sign, again H3 of S having the negative sign. Now these two blocks are in series. These two blocks are in series, and these 3 gains are going to summing at the summing point. Then the resultant is going to get like this. Okay, here the feedback functions H1, H2 and H3 are connected in parallel. Then we are going to replace those 3 by this one. And again G2 and G3 are connected in series. So replaced by a single block, which is the multiplication of G2 and G3. Now this is the inner feedback loop, that is which is having the negative feedback. Now we can replace this one into the elimination of feedback loop or feedback rule. After eliminating, we are going to multiply with the G1 of S. That is feedback system is going to reduce and multiplied by G1 of S. Then we are going to get the equivalent transfer function, which is shown in the given figure. That is, this is a simplified block diagram for a given block diagram. These type of problems are very important in JNTU point of view. Coming to next problem, determine the output C due to inputs R and U using the superposition principle. These type of problems are very important in exam point of view as well as gate point of view. Okay, here we have to determine the output C of T or C of S due to the inputs R of S and U of S. Okay, in these type of problems, first you have to make any one input to 0. In first case, you have to make any one input to 0, and you have to find out the output due to the remaining input. Okay, after finding the input due to this input, in second step you have to make this input to 0, and you have to find out the output due to this input. Okay, after finding the output due to 2 inputs, in third step we are going to add those 2 inputs. That is total output is the summation of 2 outputs. Okay, that's the procedure of these type of problems. Coming to solution. Okay, in first case we are going to make the input U of S is equal to 0. That is, put U of S is equal to 0. Then system is reduced to, that is, by making the U of S is equal to 0, this entire thing going to becomes 0. That is, U of S 0 means this summing point going to eliminated by 1. That is R of S, this thing R of S, which is connected to summing point and having the gain G1, similarly gain G2. These two gains are connected in series. So these two gains can be eliminated by a single block, which is the product of those two gains, G1 into G2. Now this is the simply negative feedback loop. Just eliminate negative feedback loop and find out the CR, that is input due to input R, that is output due to input R, that is represented here. Okay, this is the simply negative feedback system. In this, the output, first to find out the transfer function, that is CR by R, that is equal to G1 G2 by, this is the negative feedback, so we are going to consider 1 plus the gain of this feedback loop is 1, so 1 plus G1 into Z2. That is the transfer function of block diagram due to the input R. Okay, from that find out the CR, that is output due to the input R. CR is equal to this one, that is G1 G2 by 1 plus G1 into G2 into R. Okay, consider this is equation number 1. This is the input due to output due to the input R of S. Similarly, in the second case, we are going to make the R is equal to 0, means this is the given block diagram. In this we are going to make this input to 0. Then the resultant block diagram is, okay, this is the resultant block diagram. Here this is 0. Okay, this is the resultant block diagram. We are going to rearrange this block diagram. Then this negative sign indicates this negative feedback. That is, this negative feedback going to replaced by -1. Then we are going to further rearrange this block diagram. Then we are going to get this one. This is the arranged block diagram. That is, we are going to consider this input to initial point. By considering this input to initial point, we are having G2, then G1 into -1, G1 into -1, and output is C of CU. CU is nothing but output due to the input U. Then this is the positive feedback. Or here we are having negative, means that is the negative feedback. Then this can be modified as like this. That is, input is U, summing point G2, G1, and output. Here this is the negative feedback. By using the feedback property, we are going to replace this feedback system into a single system. That is, by using this one, we are going to obtain the transfer function. That is, C by U is equal to G2 by 1 plus G1 into G2. That is the transfer function. From that find out the output. Output is C. C is equal to G2 by 1 plus G1 into G2 into U. Okay, consider this is equation 2. Okay, we obtain the input due to the, that is output due to the input R, as well as output due to the input U. Then the total output is the summation of output due to the input R and output due to input U. Then we are going to add these two things, and finally the total output C of t is equal to this one. Okay, this is the procedure for obtaining the transfer function if the block diagram consisting of two inputs. Okay, these type of problems are very important. Try to concentrate these type of problems. Next problem is determine the output C due to inputs R, U1, U2 using the superposition method. And this is the given block diagram. This block diagram consisting of inputs R of S, U1 of S, U2 of S, and output is C of S. Now we have to determine this C of S due to these three inputs. Okay, this is also very important in JNTU exams. In this case, we have to make two inputs are 0 at a time, and you have to find out the output due to the one input. Similarly, we have to make remaining two inputs 0, and you have to find out the output, and same thing up to 3 steps. That is, by considering 3 inputs, we have to determine the output due to 3 inputs. So first consider U1 and U2 are 0. Okay, let U1 and U2 are 0. We are going to consider this one and this one. These two are 0. Then the resultant block diagram is This is the resultant block diagram. That is, after neglecting this one, these two blocks are connected in series and these two blocks are connected in series. So these two going to replaced by a single block, that is G1 into G2, and these two are going to replaced by a single block H1 into H2. Now if we observe this block diagram simply a positive feedback system. So just eliminate this feedback loop. Okay, by eliminating this feedback loop, we are going to get the transfer function, that is CR by R is equal to G1 G2 by 1 minus G1 G2 H1 H2. Okay, this is the transfer function. Okay, by using this transfer function, just to find out the CR, that is CR is equal to this one. Okay, this is the output due to the input R only. Okay, so consider this is equation number 1. Similarly, in next case we are going to make R and U2 are 0. In third case we are going to make R and UN are 0. Okay, now we are going to consider second case. In second case we are going to consider input R and E2 are 0. Then the resultant block diagram is, this is the resultant block diagram by making these two are 0. Now these two are connected in cascade. Then we can arrange this block diagram. By rearranging this block diagram, we are going to get this one. If we observe this one, here this one is the feedback, that too positive feedback. By using this block diagram, find out the C1 by U1, that is transfer function. After finding transfer function, obtain the C1. That is C1 is given as this thing, that is G2 by 1 minus G1 G2 H1 H2 into U1. Consider this is equation number 2. Similarly, consider the third case. In third case, we are going to make R and U1 are 0. R and first input U1 are 0. Then the resultant block diagram is this one. This is the resultant block diagram. Again, these two blocks are connected in series. These two blocks are connected in series. Then we can rearrange this block diagram. Then we are going to get this is the block diagram. Again, if you observe this one, this is the simply positive feedback loop. Okay, by using this block diagram, find out transfer function C2 by U2. Okay, after finding this one, just to find out the C2 value, that is output C2. Then we are getting output C2 is this one. Consider this one as equation number 3. After finding 3 outputs, by using superposition theorem, total output C2 is equal to CR, that is output due to the input R plus C1, output due to the input U1 plus C2, output due to the input 2, that is U2. Then we are going to get the total output, that is given as total output C is equal to CR plus C1 plus C2, that is this one. Okay, this is the total output due to the inputs R, U1 and U2. These type of problems very important. Try to concentrate with 2 inputs and 3 inputs. Those are the different types of problems on block diagram reduction techniques. Now I am going to give the small problem for your practice. Okay, this problem is related to multiple input and multiple output system. Okay, coming to problem, determine C1 and C2 due to inputs R1 and R2. Okay, this is our block diagram. Here we have to identify the C1 value and C2 value due to R1 as well as R2. The answers are C1 is equal to C11 plus C12, that is this one. Similarly, the value for C2 is this one. Okay, try to practice this problem and verify with these answers. Thank you.